Hi there everybody, I'm Rosslyn, and welcome to another exciting gamebook let's play of Jurassic Park, The Lost World. Find your way to Site B by Lara Bergen. This was written in 1997, apparently. Wow, interesting. Okay. So it's like a choose your own adventure book, so we're launching straight into the adventure. Welcome to Jurassic Park San Diego. The giant sign looms above you. Too bad the park's not open yet. It would sure make your family vacation to San Diego a whole lot more exciting. Imagine real live dinosaurs to see and even touch. And your parents thought the zoo and Sea World were cool? Luckily, your parents are so busy checking out the barnacle exhibit down by the naval shipyards, they didn't even notice when you wandered off. You have hours for sure before they even start to get a clue. If only you could get inside this place. There's got to be at least one dinosaur in there for you to see. After all, the posters all around town say opening soon. But hey, wait 1 minute. Could it be a hole in the fence? It certainly is, and there's no one around. This is the chance of a lifetime, and you're going to take it. You climb through the gap in the chain link fence and look around. What a mess! There's construction equipment everywhere, and still not a soul. Maybe the barnacle exhibit wasn't such a bad idea after all. Then you spy the big concrete building off to your left. It looks kind of like those old Roman, whatchamacallits, amphitheatres. It's not finished either, but it definitely looks like the main attraction. You might as well check it out while you're here. Then all of a sudden, you hear a terrifying noise. It's somewhere between a primeval scream and a thunderous roar. It's your mother calling you. Right. So I can either answer meekly or decide I've come too far to turn back now and foolhardily ignore her. Well, yeah, I mean, I believe we did meekly go along with it one time and had a very short playthrough, didn't we? I mean, obviously I'm going to ignore her. That's fine, that's fine. Alright. You decide you've come too far to turn back now, and foolhardily you ignore her. So you keep your parents waiting a few minutes. It's not as if they haven't kept you waiting before, like all those times when they were supposed to pick you up from soccer practice. Instead, you keep heading for the amphitheatre. Inside, it's just like a modern gladiator arena, complete with bleacher-style seats all around and a row of big cages underneath. This must be where they're going to have the dino shows, you figure. Then you hear it. Another roar. At first you can't believe how far your mother's voice can travel. Then you realise the sound is actually coming from one of the cages under the bleachers. Oh, something's in there. Sounds scary. Of course, you think you've lucked out. There really are dinosaurs here and you're gonna be one of the first, if not the first, spectator to see them. And you didn't even have to pay admission. But then you start to get a sudden case of cold feet. Reading about dinosaurs in books, even seeing computer-generated simulations in movies is a little different from meeting them in person. What do you say? What do you do? Maybe this isn't such a good idea after all. So, do I think that I'm just not up to this task? Or do I think there's no way on earth I am gonna miss this opportunity? Yep, I'm gonna go YOLO. For sure. Why hold back in life, eh? Of course there's no way on earth you're going to miss this opportunity. You head straight for the cage where the noise is coming from, but now it's getting louder and angrier and hungrier. By the time you reach the outside of the cage, you can hardly hear yourself think above the noise, but it's so dark inside the cage, all you can see is a big, dark hole. If you're going to see inside, you're going to have to get up close. Of course, it's no too late to turn back, you know. Really? So I can choose to humbly retreat while I still can, and humbly back off, or choose to boldly ignore my fears and take a look inside. Why, yes, let's boldly go to section 27. Hey, what can you say? Once again, foolish curiosity triumphs over good old common sense. Boldly you step up to the bars of the cage and look inside. Suddenly, the noise you've been hearing stops. Peering into the darkness, you can just barely make out an upright form, about 5 feet tall with long limbs and beady eyes, staring straight at you. Funny, they're a lot more human-looking than you thought they'd be. Hi? You've jumped back? For sure, a talking dinosaur was the last thing you thought you'd find. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to scare you, it says. Then a shuffling sound tells you it's moving towards you. You take another step back and wait with bated breath to see exactly what is coming to meet you. Oh, it's a young girl. I forgot it was a young girl. Well, she talks like a geezer, I guess. Imagine you're surprised to see it's not a talking dinosaur at all, but a young girl. What are you doing in there? Oh, I was just playing around with these dinosaur recordings, she explains as she opens the door and steps out into the sunlight. I'm quite precocious, you see. And suddenly you realise she wasn't in a cage, but in some kind of high-tech audio-visual control room. I'm Kelly Malcolm, she goes on, and I'm actually on my way to help my dad on an extremely important mission. What kind of mission, you ask? Well, I'm not exactly sure, she admits. In fact, my dad doesn't exactly know I'm going with him, but I'm so tired of never ever being punished. You know? I figure if I stow away, maybe he'll crack down on me for once, and even ground me or something. All I know is that they're taking this amazing camper with all this cool equipment, that's what I'm stowing away in, and that they stopped here on the way from New York to get some more supplies. Hey, would you like to come along? It could be fun. If you simply can't resist telling Kelly up on her exciting offer, that's an option. If you simply can't help thinking that anyone who would actually want to be punished must be certifiably insane, I can pick that. No, I'm going to take her up on the offer. Now, the only thing that I need to change from now on is the balance of how bold I think I am, because I think I went all in with this, and yeah, I'd like to try something different this time, yeah? So let's see. Naturally, you can't resist taking Kelly up on her kind offer. Important mission, you're there. You follow Kelly out of the amphitheatre and to a huge hangar near the waterfront. Inside sit 2 long trailers connected by an accordion-like passageway, kind of like on a subway. This is it, says Kelly. She looks around to see if anybody's watching. You seem to be all alone for the moment, so she quickly opens the door in front of the trailer and waves you inside. The inside of the trailer's even cooler than the outside. It looks like the bridge on the Starship Enterprise. What is all this stuff, you ask? Oh, computers and lab equipment and that kind of thing. Oh, we're going here, she says, pointing to a tiny island on a large electronic map along one of the walls. Isla Sorna, to study the wildlife. Study the wildlife? Sounds more like a field trip than an important mission. Maybe you made a mistake? If you think you have better things to do than go on a nature walk with a stowaway, you can decide that. If I have a feeling this machine was intended to do more than just observe dodo birds, I can have a look into that. Now, I think that's what I did before, so what I'm going to do is just decide I've got better things to do after all and go on this crappy nature walk with a stowaway. Like, I didn't realise what I was agreeing to here. It's a bit of a bait and switch, I've decided this time around, eh? Too late. You hear voices approaching, and the next thing you know, the trailer is moving. You're being towed somewhere, and at a fairly speedy rate. Kelly can tell you're a little nervous. Don't worry, she tells you. This is going to be fun. Want a Twinkie? She opens a cabinet in the galley part of the trailer. To your delight, it's filled with all your favourite snacks. Wow, it's like junk food heaven. You reach for a snowball. Oh, those are the things with the mallow inside and chocolate with bits of coconut in it mixed into the chocolate as the coating, right? And it's like a snowball. That's why they call it a snowball, because it looks like one, right? Yeah, they sold them at the school canteen when I was a kiddie, and I would sometimes eat them when I was in secondary school, because that was what they did there. Yay! Healthy food for kids! Whoopee! Go Stromness Academy. Anyway, they did, and so I'm well acquainted with snowballs. I don't know, they weren't my favourite sweet, but I'd have them sometimes. They were okay. Anyway, yeah, I'm reaching for a snowball. And they did come in a little see-through wrapper, so I'm tearing off the cellophane wrapper. Then you sit back down on the bolted down sofa and try to enjoy the ride. The next day, the boat and you arrive at your destination, Isla Sorna. Yippee! Cheers Kelly. You stay inside the trailer, however, until it's loaded off the ship and taken to a place a little further inland. Not until you're positive everyone has headed off into the jungle for their first expedition do you come out of the tiny bathroom. Now, says Kelly, let's get to work. My dad's probably going to be starving when he gets back. I think I'll start a little campfire and make some dinner. Want to help? You point out that there is a perfectly good little stove aboard the trailer, but Kelly seems bent on doing the cookout thing. Right. Well, do I feel like giving Kelly a hand? Or do I want to get back to the intense game of Double Doom I found on the computer? I can't get back to the intense game of Double Doom because I wasn't playing it to begin with. That's a bit of a logic error. So I'm going to help out Kelly. You step out onto the edge of a steep grassy plain overlooking the island's jungle interior on one side. Overlooking the island's jungle interior on one side and the lagoon on the other. It's a pretty spot, and you can't help singing as you help Kelly build the campfire. The hills are alive. Shh! Kelly tells you suddenly. Sorry, you huff. You're not the greatest singer. But does she have to be so rude? Then you realise what she's really talking about. The jungle is moving. A flock of birds shrieks and bursts out of the treetops as a whole section of the forest seems to come to life. Something's coming, she stutters. Quick, think fast, pick a number between 1 and 10. Ooh, 2. Okay then. Did I pick an odd number or an even number? Or maybe I should roll a dice. A die, sorry. I'll just roll a die. Got a 5, so now we're on odd. Oh, fair enough. Suddenly, a dark green Mercedes-Benz, all-activity type vehicle, bursts through the trees, and a tall man dressed in black steps out. Instantly, you recognise him from TV. Dr. Ian Malcolm, that crazy scientist who tried to tell people years ago there was actually an island full of man-eating dinosaurs. "Dad!" cries Kelly happily. "What are you doing here?" he yells. "Making you dinner," she replies. After all, I've forgotten what accent I've given her now. I've gone all wonky. Anyway, after all, I'll give her like some random accent. You practically something like this. Practically told me to come here. Remember, she's going to go Russian now. You said, don't listen to me, so I didn't. And here I am. And I brought a friend. Maybe she's going to be Italian. She's very worldly, our Kelly. But before Dr. Malcolm can respond, another AAV drives up and 3 more people get out. A young man with about 100 cameras strapped around his neck. Another man loaded down with electronic equipment straight out of a science fiction movie. And a pretty young woman with a pretty disgusting looking backpack, carrying some kind of screaming wounded animal in her arms. "No lectures, please, Ian," she says. "Wow," says Kelly, running up to get a closer look at the strange creature. It's about the size of a giant carnival teddy bear, with a great big head and great big hungry eyes. "Yeah. Wow," repeats Dr. Malcolm. "That's how it always starts. The screaming and running come later." "What is it?" Kelly asks, ignoring him. "It's a baby T-Rex, Kelly," answers the woman. Obviously, she knows Kelly from somewhere. "We found it in the jungle. I'm pretty sure its leg is broken, and if we don't set it, it won't stand a chance of surviving in the wild." As it's carried into the trailer, the baby continues to cry out in pain, and suddenly Kelly looks a little panicky. "Other animals are going to hear this, aren't they?" she asks, grabbing her father's arm. "I want to get out of here." "But you just got here," says Dr. Malcolm. "No, I mean out of here. I want to be somewhere safe. I want to be somewhere else." "See? I told ya." Dr. Malcolm... Is he meant to be American? Sorry, he's just English. I don't... Dr. Malcolm says with a sigh, screaming and running. Maybe I'll make him American from now on then. Everybody's just got whatever accent. This is a very cosmopolitan book. "See, I told ya," Dr. Malcolm says with a sigh, screaming and running. "They're never far behind." Then he grabs Kelly's hand. "Come on," he tells her. "I'll take ya to the high hide. You'll be safe there." If you're with Kelly and want to get out of there right now, it's an option. I mean, it's just there. I can take it, yeah? Green lit. But if I'm determined to help make sure this poor little carnivore can lead a long and productive life instead, can dedicate myself to the cause, I mean... It's sad, isn't it, the plight of the tiny carnivores. Let's go all in and helping the little guy, eh? Yeah. Or lady. I don't know, it might be a lady carnivore, I don't know. You watch as Kelly and Dr. Malcolm race out of the trailer and over to a metal cage set on tall stilts that Eddie, the equipment guy, has just finished setting up. Then you dash over to the metal dining table where Sarah and the photographer are trying to make a splint for the baby Rex. "Can I help?" you ask. This isn't Kelly, this is Sarah. Is she Scottish again, isn't she? Oh, I can't even remember. Right. Or is she the posh lady? Oh, goodness. I'm going to make her English too. Right. I'm almost done, says Sarah as she fits an aluminium foil cuff around the baby's broken limb. I just need another adhesive, something pliable. Hey, you don't have any more gum, do you, Nick? She asks the photographer. Sorry, he says. I gave Ian my last piece. Sarah's eyes dart around the trailer. What'll we do? She moans. Oh dear. Ooh. Dunno, I don't have gum, do I? You grab a paper towel and hold it up to your nose. Ew, then you blow hard. Are we using snot for this? Here, you say. This doesn't sound sanitary. Anyway, handing Sarah the moist rag. Thanks, she says a little hesitantly, but it does work. I suppose it is just to hold the splint. It doesn't need to be that hygienic. Well, it does hold the makeshift splint in place. Good, good. Then suddenly, a deafening roar sounds from the jungle. Or make that just outside the trailer. Followed immediately by a crashing sound. You whirl and look out the barred windows, straight into the eye of a fully grown T-Rex. The baby's mother has come to get it. Ooh. Quick, Sarah shouts. Let's get it out to see its mum. Well, Nick tries to get the whole thing on videotape. You open the door for Sarah, who shoos the baby out. You quickly slam the door back shut. But outside, you can hear the mother Rex's cooings and snufflings as she inspects her little baby. And then the thud of their footsteps as they move away. Whew. That was close, you think. But the fun's not over yet. A moment later, something huge smashes into the side of the trailer. The mother Rex has come back to teach you guys a little lesson. No one messes around with Junior. You look out the trailer window and see the Rex getting ready for another charge. Oh dear. You've got to do something, and quick. Your eyes dart around the trailer cabin and quickly alight. I think it should be alight, not light. A-L-I-G-H-T for alighting, which is a verb, not light, which is a noun. And, yeah, well, anyway. Alight. Your eyes dart around the trailer cabin and quickly alight on both the satellite telephone and the ship-to-shore radio. You only have time to try calling for help on one. Which will it be? Well, I'm going to go for the phone. You grab the satellite phone out of Sarah's lucky backpack and dial the only number you know to call in serious emergencies, 911. Hello, says the operator. How can I help you? Well, you see, we're in this fancy trailer on an island near Costa Rica, you explain quickly, and we're being attacked by a very angry Tyrannosaurus Rex. What do we do? What do we do? Stay calm, the operator urges you, and tell me exactly what the Rex is doing. Well, she's roaring and drooling and she's ramming into her trailer with all her might, you say. I see. And is she showing any signs of tiring? Boom. Definitely not, you scream. Okay, then it looks like you will have to calm her down yourself. Don't worry, I will talk you through it. Just do exactly what I say. Can you do that? I think so. So I'm to take a deep breath and go on to the next bit. Right. I'm going to need you to sing the dinosaur a lullaby, the operator says calmly. Do you know Rockabye Baby? Rockabye Baby? You exclaim. Yes, it is their favourite. Is this some kind of joke, you wonder? But you really don't have much choice, because Mrs. T is bearing down on you once again. So, I mean, you can practically feel her hot breath wafting over you. Rock-a-bye, baby, in the treetops. Suddenly the T-Rex stops. She cocks her head and softly closes her mighty jaws. And the next thing you know, she's snoring like Great Aunt Gussie in between bridge hands. Cradle and all, you finish. She's asleep, you teleoperator. We did it. Good work, she commends you. I am just glad that I could help. Meanwhile, Nick and Sarah can't believe their eyes. You alone, with the help of the 911 operator, have tamed the savage beast. And with just a few bars of Rockabye Baby in 3/4 time. What happens next? Well, you go back to Jurassic Park San Diego, become a world-famous dinosaur trainer, and send your parents off on endless vacations, alone. Congratulations on doing so well for yourself in the end. Dun, 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 dun. And that concludes this playthrough of Jurassic Park The Lost World. Find your way to Site B. I had fun. That was great. I hope you had fun joining me on this adventure. This is the end of the video. I am going to stick a Ko-fi link in the description. I don't expect anyone to donate to the channel, but if you'd like to help me keep the pages turning and the adventures adventuring, this is always appreciated. I will say toodaloo the noo. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.